ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Upper St. Clair High School's Panther Stadium. The soccer match this evening features the Highlanders of Baldwin High School and the Panthers of Upper St. Clair. Now announcing the starting lineup for Baldwin High School. At midfield, a senior, number 10, Posse Oswald. At midfield, number 21, senior captain Raymond Thomas. At defender, a junior, number 4, Anthony Williams. At defender, a junior, number 3, Joey Koslow. At forward, number 11, junior captain Joey Muller. At defender, number 13, junior captain Kurt Shem. In goal, junior Mike Sabo. At forward, a junior, number 8, Ricky Bandolo. At midfield, a junior, number 7, Zach Stewart. At midfield, a sophomore, number 2, Cole Thomas. And at defender, a sophomore, number 19, Niraj Tapa. The Baldwin Highlanders are coached by Dave Zinski, who is assisted by John Crawshaw, Justin McAtee, and Tom Rector. And now, the starting lineup for your Panthers of Upper St. Clair. At forward, a senior, number 24, Devin Ekbote. In goal, senior, Anthony Ioli. At forward, number 23, senior captain Colin Sibley. At defender, number 6, senior captain R.J. White. At midfield, number 12, junior captain Ben Bakdayan. At defender, number 15, junior J.J. Cuddy. At defender, a junior, number 7, Max Fultonier. At midfield, a junior, number 17, Cyrus Connie. At midfield, a junior, number 10, Jack Myers. At midfield, a junior, number 14, Abelardo Sabarzo. And at defender, a sophomore, number 29, Will Bekdayan. The Upper St. Clair Panthers are coached by Uwe Schneider, who is assisted by Brett Fackenthal, Josh Torino, Sean Pulaski, and Matt Stevenson. The officials for this evening's match are Carmen DeLeo, Ben Barley, and John Morin.
Okay, welcome to St. Clair High School, where the St. Clair Panthers are going to take on the Highlanders of Baldwin this evening. In a section match, the St. Clair Panthers are 2-0-1 on the season so far, and I believe Baldwin is 1-1-1. St. Clair's in the black jerseys, and they're going to be going right to left. Baldwin is in all white. Both teams have junior-laden teams. There's about four seniors starting for St. Clair tonight, and similar amount for Baldwin. St. Clair takes the kickoff. R.J. White sends it down the left side. Devin Ekbote is trying to track it down. Baldwin intercepts, gets down the field. They have a runner on the right side. Easily taken care of by R.J. White. So St. Clair is in their 4-2-3-1 formation. It appears that Baldwin has the exact same formation going on. For those of you a little newer to soccer, that means 4 defenders in the back, 2 holding defensive midfielders. Actually, one will be a defensive midfielder and the other will be pushing up a bit. 3 offensive midfielders across the field and then 1 striker. Abelardo Sabarzo, nice ball down to Colin Sibley, but well played out by the defender. Throw in for St. Clair. Controlled by Abelardo. Oh, Colin Sibley's in the box. And played out by the Baldwin D. Controlled again by St. Clair. Cyrus Connie regained the ball after being dispossessed. Gets the ball back, sends it back to J.J. Cuddy. Ball knocks around a bit. Down the left sideline. It's a race between the forward and J.J. Cuddy. Well played out by J.J. Abelardo turns around. Well intercepted by Max Fultonier. Plays it forward to Jack Myers. Nice run by William Backdyan. You can see this play develop just a little too far. Throw in Baldwin. Easily cleared out by J.J. Cuddy. Collected by the Baldwin defense. Played up to the holding midfielder. Oh, Max Fultonier comes forward out of his defensive spot. Well played up to Devin Ekbote. Looks like one player to contend with for Baldwin is number 21, senior defender Raymond Thomas. Played several nice balls out, been tough to beat so far. Max Fultonier gets down the left sideline. Nice cross sent in by Max. And well played by the Baldwin defense. Knocked out, just safely knocked out of bounds off the touchline. Quick throw in from St. Clair. Colin Sibley's got it. Plays it back to Abelardo Sabarzo. Cross in. Ball knocks around a bit. Both sides would like to get it on the floor and keep passing it around. Well controlled by Cyrus Connie. Cuddy knocks it forward. Well collected by Ben Backdyan, but quickly dispossessed in a good defensive play. Oh, artfully played by the Baldwin midfielder, set up forward. Oswald made a very nice play back there for the Baldwin D. Intercepted the ball well, passed it through the midfield. Now it appears they're going to have a corner. Oh, penalty, or excuse me, direct kick in. Oh, well played out by Devin Ekbote. Being chased down by Sabarzo. A little bit of kick and run on both sides here today so far. Neither team can get more than 3 or 4 passes together. Here we go. Oswald passes it forward. And well played out by R.J. White. Devin Akbote up to Jack Myers. Back to Akbote. Sibley's on if he can see him. He's also got a cross from the far midfielder. Oh. Attempted cross. Just hit Jack Myers in inopportune area. Didn't get it forward. Jack just wasn't able to collect the ball there. Now Baldwin's got a goal kick. Oh, well played up by Joseph Muller, their forward. Joseph Muller went all the way back in the midfield to get that head ball. Flicked it forward, but no one was there to get it. Long throw by Baldwin. Well defended by R.J. White. R.J. White, the senior defender, is a very, very strong player back there as a center defender spot. Long ball played out by Ben Bagdine. Unable to collect it was Devin Akbote. Fulton knocks it back to Cyrus Connie. Cyrus considers crossing it and wisely decides not to. Passes it back to R.J. White over to R.J. Cuddy, or J.J. Cuddy rather. Up to Sabarzo. Myers. Akbote. Oh, too far. Just too far. Too much mustard. Put it off the table. Throw in well defended by Connie. Up to Myers. Oswald is going to be a handful for them to defend against tonight for St. Clair. Gets out to the sidelines well. He's in on as many balls as he can get to. Seems to be the defensive holding midfielder. Akbote plays up to Myers. And cleared out by the Baldwin defense. Sibley tries to turn. Knocks it back. Fulton. Oh, almost. Fulton saw Sabarzo crossing in. Abelardo may have been offsides had he been able to get to that, but that was a good attempt. Knocked out by the Baldwin D. It's going to be a corner for the St. Clair Panthers. Jack Myers is going to take the kick. Good attempt by Sibley, just over his head. Now back to William Bagdine. Drills it forward again, and easily collected by the Baldwin keeper. Sabo was off his line quickly there. Saw it coming in. There were no one there to get it for St. Clair. Cleared back out by R.J. White. Ben Bagdine possesses it. He has some green area to go. Knocks it forward for Sibley. Sibley has got speed to burn. Well played by the defender for Baldwin, though. Ends up being a goal kick for Baldwin. And everyone sets up again. Oh, well up by Cyrus Connie to get that head ball. Ball goes back to Ben Bagdine. Now on to Sabarzo. Overlap by Bagdine. Just a little too far. Throw in from Baldwin. Well defended by J.J. Cuddy and Bagdine. Cleaned up by R.J. White. Oswald again. Oswald is all over the field. Collects the ball, passes it back. Back to Sabo. Well collected by Max Fultonier. Up to Ekbote. Max Fultonier comes in. Still has it, still has it. Nope, well defended. Another corner for St. Clair. St. Clair's had the ball mostly in the Baldwin area this evening so far, the first 10 minutes, but Baldwin is not a bad side, and St. Clair is going to have to be careful. They have some strong midfield play. St. Clair plays a short corner. Oh, almost. Very good take by Jack Myers. Almost picked out the corner. I was saying before that Baldwin has a strong midfield, that Osborne is a handful, and their defense seems strong. Certainly have some senior leadership back there in Muller. Oh, excuse me, Raymond Thomas. Up to Ekbote. They seem to be playing this left side pretty well. Oh, Ekbote can't get to it. One thing is, things go a little better for St. Clair when the ball is on the ground. They are not blessed with a great deal of height. R.J. White's their biggest player by far. They do have a bunch of guys that are smaller in stature, but solid and fast. So that was knocked out by the St. Clair defender. Will be a Baldwin throw-in. Taken off the bounce by R.J. White. Collected by Sabarzo. Out to Connie, up to Bakdayan. Sibley almost goes, then comes back for the ball. Plays a long ball out to Ekbote. It's almost a race between Ekbote and Bakdayan. And Ekbote hits the keeper right in the chest. Good attempt, though. Bakdayan and Ekbote both anticipated well. Sibley had the ball, has good vision. Back last year, he played a holding midfielder all year long. He has great vision, great skill. Very relaxed player. Throwing again in front of the Baldwin bench. Well played out of the air by J.J. Cuddy. And out by R.J. White. Oswald knocks it down, but Ekbote intercepts. Jack Myers passes it back. Ekbote gets it again. Again, Ekbote is switching out from the left side all the way over to the right. Collected by Ben Bakdayan. Heavy touch. Baldwin counters a bit. And a long pass over the head of the defender. Slows their progress down. Baldwin really had a chance to counter at that point, and they turn it back over kind of all by themselves. What you would call an unforced error. R.J. White with an uncharacteristic interception. And J.J. Cuddy's out there to clear it up. Knocks it off the touch line, so it'll be a throw in Baldwin. Cuddy and White play very well together at the center defender spot. Cover well for each other. Baldwin's got the ball in the 18-yard box now. Just a little outside. Like toward the bus. .25 minutes left in the half now. 15 minutes gone. Foul by Baldwin. That's one of the first calls so far. It's been a clean game so far, and the refs haven't screwed it up too badly yet. High school refereeing is not the best in the WPIAL, but they haven't screwed this one up yet. Well played into Ekbote, but he can't get it. Jack Myers collects it back. Oh. Fultonier knocks out by mistake. Connie gets up and defends well. Another throw in for Baldwin on the home side of the field. And we have a substitution for Baldwin. Player comes in at the defensive holding spot. Zachary Stewart back in the game. Oswald with the ball. Cleared out by J.J. Cuddy. Oh, semi-decent chance by Baldwin at that time. Ball knocked around a bit. Player that just came into the game again, Stewart, got a shot off. Easily collected by Ioli. Ioli punts. And Jack Myers gets the ball out of the air, but goes off his shin guard into the bench. Baldwin throw. Cyrus Connie's been covering a good bit of ground tonight. Goes up for the ball, but misses it. Now they've got it out to the right side over here. And well defended by Max Fultonier. Apparently got a piece of the ball. It's going to be a Baldwin corner. Max covered some ground to get to that point. Slid, knocked the ball away. Oswald will take the kick. Left-footed kick in. Oh, great save by Ioli. And Cyrus Connie was on the right post. He may have got a piece of that as well. That was a great chance from Baldwin. That was their best chance, the best chance by either team so far. Thank goodness for St. Clair that Ioli was on his game. Nick Tanner comes in on the right flank, as does Mitch Friday. Mitch Friday goes to the left midfield spot. Nick Tanner's on the right. And out are Egbote and Abelardo Sabarzo. Jack Myers defends as Oswald pushes it back to the center defender. Collected by Fultonier. Knocked in the air forward to Mitch Friday. Got away with a handball there. Jack Myers with the ball. Turns and passes it back to Fultonier. Oh, dangerous pass. Square pass in the midfield in the defensive zone. Over to Connie. Connie couldn't collect it. Now it's out to the left flank. Back Dian's defending. Woo! R.J. White goes out to defend, but the Baldwin forward got a shot off. Anthony Ioli got a hand on it. Went up off the football post. Again, game being saved very early here by Anthony Ioli. Baldwin is putting the pressure on and they're getting solid chances. That's the third solid chance in about 5 minutes. Oswald with a left-footed corner in. Sibley comes back to challenge. Seems like St. Clair's kicked up a little bit of intensity, getting out of their back. Minor foul gave way to a long kick that just went off the table. Nick Tanner tried to collect it but couldn't get there. St. Clair's going to have to pick up the pressure here. They better realize that they're in a fight. Baldwin knows they're in a fight, and they're responding well. St. Clair needs to get its shape back again as well. They're looking a bit more like an amoeba now. You can tell the well-defined shape of Baldwin. Heavy touch by Sibley. Collected by Willback Dian. Passes it back to J.J. Cuddy. Over to R.J. White. Up to Fultonier. Hard defense by Baldwin. No foul. Oswald collects. Flicks it over Jack Myers. Sends it forward. Cleared out by J.J. Cuddy. J.J.'s back up on his feet. R.J. White misses a cross. Sent out luckily by Ben Backdine. Up to Jack Myers. Baldwin definitely has the best of the intensity right now. St. Clair's just responding. Cyrus Connie played it back to R.J. White, who sent a long ball out down to Mitch Friday. Mitch couldn't find it before it went out. Throw in Baldwin. Max Fultonier gets his foot in the air. Again off the table. Mitch Friday just having unlucky couple moments. Flicked over Max Fultonier. Collected by R.J. White. Mitch Friday, a bit frustrated, comes back to get it. Cyrus Connie got a little whack, but apparently had a handball before he got the whack. Kick will be taken by Kurt Shem. Junior defender. Sent into the box. Headed out well by R.J. White. Mitch Friday come back to collect it. Oswald controls again. Out by R.J. White. The only thing St. Clair seems to be able to do right now is just knock the ball out of their defensive end. They're going to have to get the ball down on the ground and possess it if they want to start beating this team. Baldwin definitely is the better of the play right now. Some reinforcements coming in for St. Clair. Appears to be Advire Van Ketterman. Advire Van Ketterman came in at the more offensive holding midfielder spot. Soham Shankar is playing the defensive midfield, or a holding midfielder at this point for St. Clair. Baldwin controls again, passes it back to their defender. Anthony Williams knocks it forward. Weak foul called on St. Clair, dangerous play. Mitch Friday was on the ground, tried to take a whack at it. Caught with his hand in the cookie jar. 16 minutes left in the half, still a 0-0 tie. Ball to be sent in by Kurt Shem. It's up, it's in the box. It gets all the way through. Everyone's saying the other team touched it. Let's see if the refs can sort this out. And they call for a corner from Baldwin. I'm not sure how they saw that, but that's the way they called it. So the corner will be taken again by Oswald. He's been placing dangerous balls in the box. Again collected by Anthony Ioli, almost. I should say saved rather. Turned around and cleared by William Backdine. The only thing he could do was clear it off the touchline. So it'll be a throw in from Baldwin. Oh, a long throw. This usually gives St. Clair trouble. And it kind of does. Sent off the end line. So it'll be another corner from Baldwin. It's probably about the 6th, 7th, 8th. Probably 6th or 7th corner from Baldwin. I think St. Clair's had 3 or 4. If that's any indication of how the play's been going. And missed by St. Clair defender, headed away by Baldwin forward. St. Clair's going to need to rise to the occasion now, a bit more than just clearing the ball away. I think they thought this was going to be an easy game, and it certainly has not been. Advire Van Ketterman intercepted and attempt to get it to Nick Tanner. Nick defends well, but the ref thought that was a foul. Ball's going to be sent into the box and cleared away by Advaya. Vin Kitterman's a little harder to say than Advaya, so we're going to consider Advaya like a Brazilian soccer player. We're just going to go by his first name. Missed by R.J. White. J.J. Cuddy uncharacteristically lets it bounce. He should have cleared it away out of the air. Letting the ball bounce anywhere as a defender's bad. It's real bad inside your own box. Nothing happened though, luckily. Punted away by Ioli. Well defended by William Bagdian. And fouled as he tried to shield the ball. Just awaiting its exit off the touchline. So left forward from Baldwin got a yellow card for that play. One thing about this field, they put the field in over the last year or so. It's still very soft. The ball does not roll like the players think it's going to roll when it gets to the end line or touch line. They're trying to shield it, and it usually dies right before the line. Kick taken by J.J. Cuddy. Collected after a head by Max Fultonier. Turned by Mitch Friday. Intercepted. That's the first time that St. Clair's had 4 passes in a row, but we seem to tend to go backwards a bit. Up to Sidley. Oh. And violate off that ball because he was correct in being offsides, but I'm not sure he would have got called. The ref didn't seem to have his hand on his whistle. Nick Tanner fouled the defender there. So out the ball will come from the Baldwin side. It's going to be a direct kick from way back in the Baldwin zone. Sent forward to midfield, headed by the Baldwin player. Sibley possesses all the way back into his own defensive end. Passes back to R.J. White, over to J.J. Cuddy. J.J. plays it forward. Up to Jack Myers. Back to Bagdian. Back to Cuddy. Sends it forward to Nick Tanner. Tough ball. St. Clair again being a bit passive. Soham comes back. And then Baldwin gets another shot. The Baldwin forwards tend to just turn and shoot. Luckily, Anthony Ioli's been ready. Some of the St. Clair defenders have not been. Headed out. Allowed to go out the touchline by Anthony Williams. Ball to be thrown in by Kurt Shem. Cleared by R.J. White. St. Clair seems content in the midfield at times to just let Baldwin have much too much area over there. And they're paying for it because it immediately goes from the middle third to the offensive third for Baldwin. Some of the fans are getting restless. I can hear them below. In the box, collected by R.J. White, luckily. Sent forward by R.J. St. Clair wants to get back in this game, and that's what I would characterize it as right now. Even though the score is tied, they're going to have to keep their feet moving, win some balls, and go to 2 or 3 touches. Moving the ball forward. Again possessed by Baldwin. And not that artfully so. Baldwin seems to be passing the ball in the air a bit. Still not collected by St. Clair. Well defended by Soham. Up to Nick Tanner. Even though he had the advantage, St. Clair had the advantage rather, ref still decided to blow his whistle, which is fine, I guess. He got the foul correct anyways. This will be sent forward by William Bakdyan. 9 minutes left in the half, still 0-0. He thought about passing it back and wisely chose against it. Sibley pushes the defender out of the way, doesn't get called. Max Fultner struggles a bit against Baldwin forward Tyler Zeman. Another shot saved by Anthony Ioli. He's had several one-handed parries away or barely gets two hands on it and still tough enough shot that he can't collect it. Baldwin is really putting the pressure on St. Clair right now. You can almost feel a goal coming for Baldwin. Left-footed cross in on the corner. Mitch Friday clears it out of the box. Up to Nick Tanner. Nick Tanner unfortunately intercepted. Ball coming forward. Through ball to Nick Tanner. Nick Tanner's got good speed. And taken down in a decent defensive play. Not tripped. That was mostly ball. That was a good no call from the officials. Good effort from Nick Tanner, though. Showing the aggressiveness that St. Clair needs to show to get back in this game. And again, I'm calling it back in this game because they're not really possessing much of the ball. They're lucky that the score is 0-0 at this point. Substitutions back into the midfield. Starting defensive midfielders or holding midfielders rather are coming back in. Ben Bakdyan and Cyrus Connie back in. Out go Advaya and Soham. Throw in Baldwin, defended by J.J. Cuddy. Over to Ben Bakdyan. Up to Abelardo Sabarza, who just came back into the game too. Great ball out to Mitch Friday. Well cleared away. Kurt Shem is a tough defender back there for Baldwin. Well played by him. This will be a throw in by Mr. Fultner. Abelardo Sabarzo moves towards him. Slips, unfortunately. Cyrus Connie cleans up a bit. He goes down. Foul in a decent area for an offensive play from by St. Clair. Not an overly violent foul, but just tripped him. R.J. White chooses to pass it just about 5-6 yards ahead. Sibley collects again in the box. Finally gets a shot off that's blocked. St. Clair corner coming up. That's the first chance, and it was not a good chance, but the first chance that St. Clair's had in about 20 minutes. So Mitch Friday will take the corner. Sibley calls for it. Over his head. Nick Tanner's speed can't save the ball. Nick Tanner's hustling out there, that's for sure. St. Clair's got to take some inspiration from one of their players. Up to Sibley. Flick forward to Nick. Parried away by Sabo. Finally, the Baldwin keeper has to make an actual save. That ball was parried away by Sabo. It's going to be a left-footed outswinger by Sabarzo. Unfortunately, sent it on the ground. Back to Cyrus Connie. Out again to Abelardo Sabarzo. Crossed in. Easily collected by Oswald. Sent forward. Played forward by J.J. Cuddy over to Connie. Now it's a race. J.J. Cuddy in a race with Joseph Muller. Joseph Muller's a dangerous forward. He's gotten 3 or 4 tough shots off tonight. It was good to win that race. Ball cleared out by the Baldwin bench. 4:20 left in a 0-0 half. Thrown in by William Backdine and back to Baldwin. Cyrus Connie zips it back. Excuse me, that was Sabarzo. Headed back by Sibley. Up to Ben. A little bit of a heavy touch there. Collected by Oswald again, who seems to just control that area anytime the ball gets near him. Well defended by Max Fultner, but he just couldn't get it before it went out. And Adam Goldsboro goes out for Baldwin. In comes Zachary Stewart. Sibley feeling some urgency, gets out to the sideline to defend. Passes over to Mitch Fry, then crosses over to Tanner. Tanner collects. Into the box. Dispossessed well by the defender. And Baldwin works it out. Down the sideline, about their 6th pass of the sequence. Over to J.J. Cuddy, who casually, luckily, gets it to go out of bounds. William Backdine fakes a pass back over to Cyrus Connie. Intercepted again. Hustled out by William Backdine, but collected by Oswald. Sent up by Ben Backdine. Nick Tanner collects. Kung fu fighting by the Baldwin player. Nick Tanner goes by him. And out of bounds, unfortunately. Two and a half minutes left in a 0-0 tie. Cyrus Connie collects, passes it back. William Backdine, Nick Tanner, Sabarzo. Sabarzo tries it. Oh, an aggressive pass through. It gets through. Mitch Friday has it. Takes a shot. Oh, Nick Tanner scores off a rebound from Sabo. It was Nick Tanner from Sabarzo.
Panther goal scored by Nick Tanner. An assist by Arno Sabarzo.
That play started luckily. Sabarzo tried to put it through, and it got through, even though the defender should have collected it. Mitch Friday sent it across, bounced off, or sent a shot at Sabo. He deflected it over to Nick Tanner, knocked it out. Sabarzo hit it over to Nick Tanner, and Tanner put it in. That's got to be, again, disheartening for Baldwin because they've had the run of the play. That play came more out of nothing. Anthony Ioli just knocks it off the touchline just to be safe. Minute 35 now left in a 1-0 half. You can tell by some of the body language that Baldwin's a bit frustrated. There's not much urgency here to get this throw in, but it's going to be a long throw. These do torture St. Clair for some reason. Missed header by a defender. Nick Tanner was back there defending. Sent out by William Backdine. Collected by Baldwin defender. Zachary Stewart tries to get ahead on it. Mitch Friday's enthused now after his effort in that goal. Gets back. Collected by Sabarzo. Throw in Baldwin. Over Sabarzo's head. Out by R.J. White. Collected by Mitch Friday. Up to Sibley, but a little too far. A little too out of reach. The ball rolls lazily out at 30 seconds, way back in the Baldwin defensive end. So I would suspect the talk at halftime from Uwe Schneider is going to be, boys, you are very lucky.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that's the end. St. Clair, again, we were saying at the end of the first half, is pretty lucky to be up 1-0. They at least made the most of their opportunity. Baldwin had several good chances. It just, Anthony Aioli is definitely on his game tonight, getting a paw here and a paw there, 2 mitts there. But St. Clair turned kind of a lucky play into a goal, and that's what it takes a lot. So now St. Clair will be going left to right. And if I was Baldwin's coach at halftime, I would have been saying, just get back out there and do the same thing you've been doing. Had that team on their heels the whole night. And St. Clair definitely has to make some adjustments in hustle, positioning, or tactics. And Baldwin's got the ball in the offensive end again. To start the half, they kicked off and sent it down. St. Clair was not able to clear, but Baldwin sent a pass too heavy off the end line. St. Clair being exhorted by their fans a bit now. Some of the former coaches of these kids are down in the stands. I can hear their voices. Sent out by Anthony Aioli. Flicked toward the sideline by Ben Bakdine towards his brother. And sent out of bounds by Joseph Koslow. William Bakdine into Cyrus Coney. Cyrus prefers to go back a bit. Gets it back to J.J. Cuddy, R.J. White, out to Ben Bakdine. 1 touch out to looks like Bote knocked a slow square pass into the middle and got intercepted. R.J. White now heading the ball 2-3 times to himself and then out of bounds. Actually went off a Baldwin player, so it'll be a throw-in by Max Fultonier. Both teams are in the same formations, 4-2-3-1. Looks like both starting lineups are out there again. Throw in St. Clair. Sent forward to Cyrus. Cyrus heads it ahead. Now back into the center to Ben Bakdine. Out to his brother William. William dribbles. Has a decision. Passes it back into Cyrus. Cyrus prefers to go back to R.J. White. R.J. sends it forward down the line. Unfortunately out before it reaches Sabarzo. Zachary Stewart. Sabarzo collects it. Sends the same attempted pass over to Egbote. This time Egbote's offsides. That was the same type of play that started the goal when it went over to Mitch Friday. Sent forward by Baldwin. J.J. Cuddy sends it forward again. Abelardo Sabarzo picks it off. Goes toward the sideline, knocked out by Baldwin. Raymond Thomas knocked it out for Baldwin. In by Bakdine. Mitch Friday's at forward right now instead of Colin Sibley. He's our lone striker for St. Clair. Tried to get that, but it was knocked back by, knocked off the table by St. Clair. Goal kick Baldwin. Jack Myers tried to collect that ball. Rolled up his arm, I think. Now Oswald will take the kick. Baldwin sends 4 players forward, 2 of whom are in the gaps of St. Clair defense, collected by Zachary Stewart. William Bakdyan chooses to try and kick it instead of head it. Headed off the end line by Baldwin. Having watched St. Clair for a number of years, it seems like they get lulled into who they're playing at times, forget some of their fundamentals. Letting the ball bounce on defense a bit. Players are in their gaps. Have to clean these things up to compete consistently. Out to William Bakdyan. Up to Jack Myers. Excuse me, up to Sabarza, back to Myers. Oswald collects again. Intercepted by Friday. Just back and forth defensively in a sense. Baldwin gets the ball and knocks it to St. Clair. St. Clair knocks it to Baldwin. Lazy pass over to Ben Bakdyan, gets through. Good through pass over to Ekbote. Oh, into the center, unfortunately too far for Friday. It appears as Friday got thrown off a bit by, he thought Sabarza was going to get it. Just threw him off for a second. Actually thought Myers was going to get it. Threw him off. That's one of those kind of nondescript penalties that Whitfield referees will call at times. Who knows what happened back there. Sabarzo sends it square. Intercepted. As square passes typically can be. Sent forward by Baldwin. Off the touchline. Sibley in for Ekbote now. Formation changes a bit in the sense that Friday goes out to the left forward spot and Sibley goes to the top striker spot. Sent back by Myers to R.J. White, up to Sibley, who lays it off to Bakdyan, and forward again to Sibley. Tries to get through with his speed. Intercepted by Baldwin. Max Fultonier keeps it in the offensive zone. Easily collected by Sabo. Inartfully challenged by Max Fultonier. St. Clair throw in. Ball bounces off of St. Clair for a Baldwin goal kick. 32 minutes left in the half now. St. Clair up still 1-0. St. Clair falls back into their shape. Baldwin tries to get some players forward. Kick out to midfield. Played poorly off of Connie's foot, unfortunately. Back to RJ. Forward to Sibley. Intercepted by Myers. Myers is a crafty player, very smart passer. Dribbles into 3 players, though. Collected by Mitch Friday. Fighting 2 defenders. Back to Fultonier. Over to Connie. Back to Fultonier. An attempt to go up in the middle, but 2 players were waiting and not moving. Back to Bakdyan. Tried to go over the top to Sabarzo. Sabarzo was behind the defender. Lays it back to Bakdyan, who had to defend to get the ball. Almost a very nice ball into the center. Sibley's got it now. Takes a rip. Puts it through the uprights. St. Clair side generally is very good at 2, 3, 4 touches, keeping the ball on the ground, making teams chase. Tonight they're more content to be sending it forward in the air, not contesting it hard enough. And as a result, the ball is bouncing kind of all over the field. And kind of a helter-skelter game. Out to the sideline for Baldwin defender. Off St. Clair, thrown in by Baldwin. Richard Bandola takes the throw. Up to Zachary Stewart, defended by J.J. Cuddy. Just sent forward. No choice there other than to just send it forward. Zachary Stewart was bearing down on him. Sibley now defends over the midfielder's head. Up to back Dian. There are open players. Out to Mitch Friday. In on the ground. Tried to hit that 12-yard spot where Sibley was waiting. Cleared away by Baldwin. "30 minutes now to go in the half, 10 minutes gone. Discussion back here between J.J. Cuddy and Ben Bagdine, sorting out some assignments. Anthony Aioli has to come out. Myers up to Sabarzo. Back to Bagdine. Over to Connie. Connie goes wide to Fultonier. Behind Fultonier. St. Clair collects. Gets back goal side. The offensive players. Sent ahead by Muller. Turned inside by Fultonier to R.J. White. R.J. sends it up the middle to Jack Myers. That was a correct call. Ben Bagdine tried to get the ball forward, but ended up recklessly into the Baldwin player. Ball slightly ahead of midfield. Will be sent in by Kurt Shem. Baldwin set up at the right side. Curls it over. Out of bounds. Well let go by RJ, or good decision to let it go by RJ White. Chested ahead by Connie. Zachary Stewart picks it up, sends it to Muller. Out to Gondola. Or Bandola, sorry. Forward to Sibley. Up to Myers. Out wide to Sabarzo. Able to collect before it goes off the touchline. Into Sibley. Oh, Sibley volleys it through. Sibley almost had a great chance there. Long cross sent in by Sabarzo. Sibley volleyed it. Unfortunately went through the football uprights. Some subs taking place now. Nick Tanner's in. Nick Tanner, the lone goal scorer here tonight. His hustle certainly paid off for St. Clair in the first half. Fielded by Connie. Jack Myers out to Ben Bagdine and sent forward to non-moving forwards. Sabo collects, will punt. Out to midfield. Collected by Oswald and turned. He beat two St. Clair players with the same move. Set up by Baldwin. Collected by RJ, shielded, and he's taken down. That'll be a foul. St. Clair will send it forward. RJ sends it out to the sideline to Nick Tanner. Well defended by Baldwin. Sent ahead by Tanner to Jack Myers. Jack gets around. Jack Myers tried to get around a Baldwin defender. A penalty kick is called. They're placing the ball at the spot. Baldwin defender had his arm draped around Jack Myers. Jack Myers tried to stay up and have a chance at goal. And it went down. Jack Myers to take the kick. Sabo waits. Jumps on the line. Saves, but it gets through. St. Clair's luck continues. Sometimes you need the luck of the bounce.
Panther goal scored by Jack Myers off a penalty kick.
Occasionally players will take the kick and send it right at the keeper because they tend to jump out of the way. Sabo got his legs on it, but it bounced up and rolled over his shin into the goal. 2-0 the Panthers lead now. 26 minutes left to go in the half. RJ White heads it back to Ioli. Just a bit of rule education. If a player heads it back to a goalkeeper, he can pick it up. If he passes it back, keeper must play it with his feet. Ben Backdine defends all the way down the field. Zach Stewart knocks it out. Up by William Backdine. Forward by Jack Myers. Jack Myers collects again up to Sibley. Sibley has space. Nick Tanner cuts in. A little miscommunication between Tanner and Sibley. Collins telling him stay out wide next time. Isaac Kane in the game now. Lets the ball bounce. Max Fultonier chases. Cyrus Carney collects. Back to RJ White. Collected by the Baldwin D. Center back to center back. Sibley challenges. Now St. Clair's got a little bounce to their step. Ben Backdine gets caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Now that is an adventure in refereeing right there. Ben Backdine has hands all over the back of the Baldwin defender. No clue as to why the Panthers get the kick, but they do. RJ plays it short to JJ. The two initialed center backs for St. Clair. In the box, headed out by Baldwin. Collected by Ben Backdine. Dribbled through, handed off to Sibley. Sibley tried to get it over to Backdine, who was accompanied there by Mitch Friday. No, excuse me, Isaac Kane. Throw intercepted by Oswald and sent up the sideline. Back to Oswald in the middle. Sends the ball through. Backdine collects, but poorly kicks over to RJ White, who's luckily there to collect. 2 men on RJ White now. RJ White going backwards. Anthony Ioli just clears it away from the line. RJ White and Anthony Ioli, a clear miscommunication back there. RJ wanted to pass it back. Anthony was stuck on his line. Two Baldwin players chasing RJ down. Luckily, nothing happened. Again, St. Clair's luck comes through. Oswald to take the kick. Left-footed kick. JJ Cuddy out to defend with William Backdine. William Backdine dispossesses. That's a great play on Oswald. Bandola to throw it in. Richard Bandola throws it in. Cleared away by Ben Backdine. Actually just put back into the middle, unfortunately. Isaac Kane. Oswald does his pullback move and gets by another defender. Sends it up the sideline. RJ White shields for it to go out. Jack Myers taken out by Devin Ekbote. St. Clair roster? The St. Clair roster.
They stop it.
Yeah, I think, yeah, pretty sure. He was turned face.
He's down, yeah, he's down.
He hasn't moved.
Baldwin player down now. So clock is stopped at 21:51.
We had a injury in the JV football game. We had to transfer it.
No kidding.
What happened last Saturday?
Another substitution just made when Ekbote came in for Jack Myers. Aiden Gordley came in for Isaac Kane. Isaac Kane is a senior. Track is actually his first love. He's a good 400-meter runner. Has one of the best times in the state. Back to the field. All the players go over to the bench to get a drink. It doesn't appear that the Baldwin player has moved since he went down. I didn't see what happened to him. The ball was away when he went down. Now he's sitting up and luckily getting up. Being helped off the field by his coaches, but walking under his own power. So again, 21:51 left in the half. Baldwin can still get back in this game. They just bring the same intensity that they had for the first 40 minutes. You could see they're a bit dejected. It's almost been a lucky game by for St. Clair so far to be up with this two-goal lead. And St. Clair possessed the ball when the Baldwin player was assisted on the field, so the ball goes back to the St. Clair goalie. Up to Sibley, knocks it back to Okbote. Out to Cyrus Connie. Out to JJ Cuddy. JJ cuts it back. Gets away from Joseph Muller. Over to RJ White, up to Sibley. Sibley tries to turn. Is defended well. Max Fultnier gets his hand caught in the cookie jar, slides from behind in, gets a yellow card. So Max Fultnier will go off for 5 minutes. Max Fultnier got the ball, but he slid from behind. And again, at times poor understanding of the game from the Whippeal referees. Anything from behind is a foul. Doesn't really matter what happens after a player comes from behind, but appears actually that card was awarded to Sibley. Sibley came off the field, and Max Fultnier was allowed to stay. Anyone who gets a yellow card in the Whippeal is penalized or has to go out for 5 minutes. It's not a power play as it would be in hockey, but they have to sub that player out to keep tempers from flaring. So Mitch Friday comes in at the forward spot for Sibley. Jack Gordley still out on the field at the left forward spot. And John Pete has come in the game at a right forward spot. John Pete's a transfer this year from Seton LaSalle. He's a senior. Ekbote sends a ball into the middle, tries to cross it, but or tries to switch fields rather, intercepted by Baldwin. Advaya Van Ketterman is again in the game at a holding midfielder spot. So John Pete and Advaya are now the holding midfielders. We have Aiden Gordley on the left midfield spot. Devin Ekbote is playing commonly known as the 10 spot, which is a center midfielder spot. Nick Tanner's on the right. And he just passes it back to William Backdine, sends it back to John Pete. And defended well by Baldwin. So throw in Backdine. Throws it slightly back to Pete. Misplays it for a second, then intercepted by Baldwin. Sent forward by Advaya up to Devin Agbote. Battles his way with Oswald. That foul could have gone the other way as well, but this will be a Baldwin kick. That was really an even hustle play from both players, but officials saw something he didn't understand or like, and in any event, St. Clair's got the ball back. John Pete defends Zachary Stewart. Over to Bandola. Bandola tries a step over move that lets the ball go out of bounds instead of letting them possess it. In the middle to Advaya. Stuck by a defender. JP turns the ball back to JJ Cuddy, who turns it back to Advaya. Mitch Friday gets beat to the ball for a second. Zachary Stewart possesses. Defended hard by John Pete. Cleared away by JJ Cuddy. Intensity is ratcheted up on both sides, but the ball's been in the air. Neither team's had it for more than 2 touches. Out to Aiden Gordley. Bumps into a Baldwin player. Bumps into him again. Wins the ball. Mitch Friday tried to send it forward, but it was intercepted by Baldwin. Sent D to D. Now intercepted by John Pete. Up to Mitch Friday. And Baldwin player unfortunately slips. Loses the ball out of bounds. Sent forward to Mitch Friday. Some intense play by the Baldwin defenders at times right now. They're boys will be boys. They're just going in hard on the ball. Luckily no call there for them. Ball headed forward by Advaya. Nick Tanner shields. Dribbles. Sent forward again. Oh. In an acrobatic miss, Nick Tanner gets the ball dispossessed. Good effort by Nick, though. Sent it into Mitch Friday. Mitch Friday touched it ahead for him. Couldn't get to the goal. Punted by Sabo. Collected by Zachary Stewart. Hacked away at by John Pete, but he gets by him. JJ Cuddy defends. Now Advaya wins the ball in the middle. Agbote's got some green grass ahead of him. Being tracked by Oswald. Oh, excuse me. By Baldwin player. Reinforcements come in for St. Clair. Jeffrey Warmbine in at the right defensive back spot. Jeffrey's a senior, former baseball player, made the team in his junior and senior years. Now he's at a defensive spot on the right side. Oh! Goal! Goal Baldwin, Zachary Stewart. Yeah. I couldn't see who the assist came from.
Scored by Zachary Stewart.
Ball bounced around a little bit. JJ Cuddy didn't step up in time. Zach got a shot up. Got it past Anthony Ioli. It's the unfortunate part of being a defender. Sometimes you're going to see the ball go in your own net.
Katie, bar the door.
Where is Katie?
Intensity certainly ratcheted back up. Out to Nick Tanner. Cyrus Connie collects it. Knocks it forward to Mitch Friday, who pulls it back and sends out to Nick Tanner. Jeffrey Warmbine comes up to support. Tries to get to the corner, dispossessed. Sent back into the midfield, but Cyrus Connie intercepts. Cyrus pulls it back a couple times. Back to Jeffrey Warmbine. Up to Mitch Friday, who sends it forward to Nick Tanner. So it's hard to say exactly what happened on that goal. We got beat on the outside, St. Clair did. And then couldn't step up to defend the shot, but Zachary Stewart rather, just got it on his foot and ripped it quickly. It's going to be a throw in by Jeffrey Warmbine. Thrown well into the box, but lazily headed away and almost fumbled by Baldwin's keeper, Sabo. So 15 minutes left in the half, 2-1 St. Clair. They're going to have to keep their intensity up and remember how lucky they've been to be in the lead here. Defended by Jeffrey Warmbine. It will be a throw in by Baldwin. Everyone's well covered. Still the ball gets ahead. Now back to Oswald in the midfield. Oh, defender splits two defenders for St. Clair. Gets forward, but Jack Myers knocks it out. Headed away by J.J. Cuddy, forward to Connie. Headed over by Sabarzo. Sibley's back in the game now. Ball sent forward. Mitch Friday's out on the left. Steps over. Takes a shot. Easily collected by Sabo. He didn't get all of that one. Sabo punts. Ball bounces in front of Jeffrey Warmbine, but he heads it over to Ben Bakdian. Abelardo Sabarzo's chasing. Wins the ball, beats his defender, steps back on it and actually gets dispossessed in a lucky way. It goes over to Ben Bakdian. Now over to Mitch Friday. He has a wide open Max Fultner on the left. Step over, and well defended by Baldwin. Cyrus Carney collects it and passes over to Ben Bakdian. R.J. White. Carney. Over to Myers. Warmbine back to Myers. Myers tries to hit it ahead. Sabarzo wasn't ready for the pass. Good play by Jeffrey Warmbine over to Ben Bakdian. Now it's out to Sabarzo. And we win a corner. St. Clair's got a corner. So this is going to be taken by the left-footed Abelardo Sabarzo. His last corner was on the ground. He's going to need to get this one in the air. Swinging in towards the goal. Ball's up and over everybody. Foul happened out on the far side of the field. Baldwin's going to have the kick. Oh. Ball ran up Ben Bakdian's hand, hit him in the forearm. So it's going to be a kick for Baldwin about 40 yards away from goal. Oswald takes the kick. Everyone sets up at the 18-yard line. Ball's in, headed out by R.J. White, headed again by Jack Myers, now defended by Sabarzo. Bandola's got it. Unfortunately, lets the ball go out on the sideline. Throw in for Jeffrey Warmbine. Over to J.J. Cuddy, who sends it forward. Well played to Sibley. Jack Myers hustles to get it back after losing it. Sabarzo back to J.J. Cuddy. Sends a long ball across the field over to Mitch Friday. Unfortunate effort by Mitch. Lets the ball go out. 10.5 minutes left in the game. 2-1 St. Clair at the moment. Throw in Baldwin. Baldwin sends a long one in, which is collected by Anthony Ioli. Under 10 minutes to go in the game now. You can feel the intensity. St. Clair definitely does not want to get in a tie game with Baldwin, who they certainly walked around school thinking they were going to beat today. And Baldwin has had many, many chances. Not many in the second half, but they made the one count that they did get. Mitch Friday muscles ahead. Still battling two defenders. Gets around, and now what are we going to have? Ref calls a corner. So St. Clair corner. R.J. White comes up from a center defender spot. See if he can get his head on the ball. Baldwin packs 10 people in the box. Cyrus Carney with a take. R.J. White. Out to Max Fultonier. Ball's up. Carney heads it out. Baldwin throw. Just over 8 minutes to go now. Ball defended by Mitch Friday. Throwing well back in the Baldwin defensive area. Back to Fultonier. Sends it over to back Dyan. Out to Sabarzo. Backs it up into the center of the field. Tries a crossing pass. Mitch Friday couldn't collect. Then a bounce went his way. Sibley gets it. And not sure what the call is there, but ref didn't like something, blew the whistle. J.J. Kite tried to clear. Now Cyrus Carney defends and saves the ball on the sideline. Into Jack Myers. Out to Sibley. Through ball to Sabarzo. Defender's going to get there first, though. Safely puts it out over the touchline. Jeffrey Warmbine will throw it in. Jeffrey has kind of a long throw. We'll see if he can get into the box. Only thing is, St. Clair doesn't go into the box to get the ball. So he sends it back to Connie, who's being defended from behind. Sent a ball toward the far post. He may have been confused in what he wanted to do with that, but I'm not so sure that wasn't a real shot. Bad goal kick. Goes off of Sibley's chest. Kind of an ugly play there. Ball went off of Sibley's chest out to a defender who slid to try and save it, even though he didn't have to, and it went off a St. Clair player. Baldwin throw. Six minutes to go now. Well defended by J.J. Cuddy. Zach Stewart didn't get it past him that time. Good players learn from pass plays, and JJ knew he was going to take that shot as soon as it hit his foot. Up to Sibley. Oh, forward from Friday to Jack Myers. Jack Myers collects it before it goes off the end line. Back to Abelardo. Ben Backdine hustles to it. Wins it and shields. Great cross. Jack Myers collects it. Oh, off of Sabo. Jack Myers tried to create there with little space. Sabo was able to save it. It's going to be a corner for St. Clair. This allows them to wind the clock a bit. Now we're under 5 minutes. A win or a tie from Baldwin over St. Clair would certainly change the complexion of the section. Kind of a poor corner, was on the ground. Max Fultner had nowhere to go with it. Played it back to RJ White, who hit a shot over the end line. Headed back into the defensive area by Mitch Friday. Ball's bouncing in the air again, bouncing. Ben Backdine gets on the ground, possesses, but defended well by Oswald. Sabarzo collects, over to Backdine, up to Sibley. One-time pass, which is intercepted by Baldwin, but repossessed by St. Clair. Back to Max Fultner, crosses into Sibley. Defended hard. Baldwin has the ball. An unfortunate decision. Baldwin just sends it out over the end or the touch line. We didn't hear any talk from the other Baldwin players. He certainly had time to turn around and get it forward, but St. Clair throw. Mitch Friday turns, crosses, kind of, crosses behind the goal. 3.5 minutes to go now. Goal kick, low goal kick, but Oswald collects. Outside of the foot pass up to Muller. RJ White defends. Sends it back towards Baldwin's D. Oh, unfortunate one-time pass attempted by Jack Myers, intercepted by Baldwin. Now we've got a scrum in the middle for the ball. Collected again by St. Clair. Mitch Friday. Headed away by Baldwin. Myers settles it down. Over to Backdine. In the face of two defenders, gets it up to Sibley. Possessing now back to Connie. Connie prefers to turn around a bit. Back to Jack Myers. Through ball. Collected by Fultner. Fultner holding out there until he gets it over to Friday. Friday turns it around. Now Fultner, couldn't have the legs to get to it. Oswald gets it out. 2 minutes ago. 2-1 St. Clair. Up to Oswald again. There's space out on the left. Collected by Bandola. Defended by Jeffrey Warmbine. RJ White's there to get it. He collects it. Takes his time. Oh, bad forward pass intercepted by Bandola. Luckily defended by Myers. Turning around, looking for a pass. Oh, Jeffrey Warmbine, unfortunate. Knocks it out of bounds in an attempt to get it up to Sabarzo. It's not the worst thing in the world. The ball bars aren't in the game tonight, so the ball's out. Jeffrey Warmbine puts it out again. Under a minute and a half now. Turned in by Bandola off the head. Chested out by Backdine. RJ White defends. And I thought it went off his foot, but referee calls goal kick. That could mean just one more rush is available to Baldwin. Under a minute left. Everyone's going to think about it a little harder now. RJ has to adjust his socks. Sends the ball forward, over midfield. Sibley does not win the head ball, but does get fouled. That should actually probably do it. Except for we pass the ball backwards. And now it goes out of bounds. So that did not do it. They've got 30 seconds, Baldwin does. Sabo tries to get out to save it. And he knocks the ball, unfortunately, out of bounds. That will do it, folks. 20 seconds left. St. Clair's got the ball. We're going to go to the corner and just hold it there.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, so St. Clair wins 2-1. Wonder what Friday practice will be like tomorrow. Maybe not so much fun. St. Clair has Cannon Mac on Saturday. Big section matchup.